So, anyhow, the game is still kind of progressing here. Choko is just kind of back and forthing with all of his units. He's being very careful not to lose any of them, but he is getting suppressed right away by all these big shooters down here. And you can see that the weird boy here has been upgraded with Warpath, basically, and just kind of putting a lot of fire towards the center right now. So the Orc War Boss is out here right now, just kind of moving on in, doing his thing, and boom! There goes another shot from the weird boy. This weird boy's just kind of waddling all around here. You can see he's got all sorts of cool stuff on him. I just like the way that these guys look right now. So a lot of fire coming out of that War Boss right now, just kind of pushing the units away. And you can see that map control has basically been lost for Choko. You know, he's doing a good job at being annoying and harassing, but really he's running out of stuff here. And now we can see that he is upgrading his base right now to level 3, and pretty much that's the only thing that you upgrade in this game is you upgrade your starting building, your headquarters, and every time you get to a new tier, there's 3 tiers, you unlock different units. So once again, the Howling Banshees kind of come into the middle, and they are just getting totally suppressed and having to get out of there, and you can see that the War Boss right now just ripping down one of those Howling Banshees. Howling Banshee's just kind of running away like crazy here. Looks like the Warp Spider Exarch providing a little bit of cover fire. He definitely does a ton of damage with those Death Spinners, but really there's not enough units out there right now for Choko. So Texaneous is in a great position right now, provided he doesn't get too out-teched. So we'll take a look around. It looks like this war truck is just driving around and around. I don't know why he didn't stop to cap this victory point. I think maybe he was just tired of getting sniped by these Rangers, decided to come out here and do some damage, and boom, he drops the payload, and all of a sudden all of these Slugga boys with their kind of close combat prowess coming out. You can see they have been upgraded with flamers as well, so they have flamethrower damage. But man, look at this Warp Spider Exarch. Again and again, this Warp Spider Exarch is just kind of sneaking around all sides of the map and just kind of decapping things and using his blink to escape whenever he can. You can see as soon as he comes under fire, he just blinks behind heavy cover right now and just shreds one of these shooter boys, but taking a little bit too much damage. He does have to retreat, and it looks like Choko has finally hit up to tier 3, and you can see he does have a lot of resources right now. He is at about 800, 900 resources, and he hasn't yet built anything. He is still just kind of sitting around at his opening 3 units, just kind of barely holding on right now. It is 261 to 374, and just with his increased mobility, he has been able to sort of more or less throughout the game make sure he's capping and decapping these victory points, so he hasn't, you know, lost too much of a foothold there. Meanwhile, you can see that it does look like Texaneous is now going up to level 3 as well, making sure his headquarters is getting upgraded there too. And we just have the little war truck just kind of scooting around here in the center, gunning down people, firing around all over the place, and it looks like Choko is now even upgrading another warp generator here in the center. Power generator, rather. That seems a little bit dangerous because that is definitely not part of the map that he controls right now, but he's definitely a little bit power hungry. And, you know, still just kind of fighting these guys off, but for the time being, map control. You can see here he is out here, though, with these Rangers still contesting map control a little bit. Rangers, they can cloak, of course, so very kind of sneaky mobile race here. You can see this power node here is being ripped down by all of these guys here. Just this whole Slugga squad right now, and as I was pointing out before, they do have these flamethrowers, Burnas, as they like to call it. The Orcs, by the way, have a spelling prowess equivalent to maybe like early 90s rap artists in terms of their ability to add Z's and misspell everything and K's and things like that. So pretty much that's the theme throughout all Orc units everywhere. But anyhow, what is this? What is this? It looks like Choko has rushed right to an avatar, God of War, so which costs 800 requisition. It's one of the most expensive units in the game for the Eldars. And I guess that's going to be his strategy today. He just went ahead and tried to stall and be annoying as long as he possibly could and just decided to go for the top tier unit in the game. We'll see if that trick is going to work. It's definitely risky. You can see already he's really having a hard time staying on the field for very long. You can see his Rangers retreating back home, his Guardian squad retreating back home. Meanwhile, losing this victory point once again, so it's basically about to be a 3-cap here for Texaneous. Meanwhile, the Warp Spider Exarch continuing to just kind of blink around. These Howling Banshees, nice and fully upgraded, kind of just running around in the field right now, exchanging some fire back and forth right now, but that War Boss is definitely looking pretty big there too. He's got the heavy armor on right now, which basically just increases his hit points more and more and more. The War Boss is a huge tank, and it looks like Texaneous, now, even though it was really sneaky that Choko was able to kind of sneak tech while being so behind this whole time, Texaneous, of course, wow, and there's that stomp ability right now, and we have a sync kill as he just grabs that model and throws it across the way like that, but the Howling Banshees have done their damage, and he's going to have to retreat here. But as I was saying, it looks like since he's had so much map control, he went ahead and he's now building an Orc battle wagon, which I gotta say is probably one of my single most favorite comic units in this game. Anyhow, let's take a look on the field right now and check out this avatar. So the avatar is a demon. He is the god of war for the Eldar race. Like I said, he's one of the most expensive units out there. He has a whole bunch of abilities. You can just see he is just a burning evil avatar, huge flaming swords and that sort of thing. So we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen there. Looks like for the time being though, he's being kept in retreat a little bit. And we even have an autarch on the field right now. An autarch is one of the abilities that the Eldar have. It's basically kind of like a little mini hero that you can call in using the experience that you gain throughout the battle. And so she has been upgraded. She's got a little bit of a beam weapon here, this fusion gun, making her very effective against vehicles and heavy infantry and that sort of thing. And meanwhile, here we have it. The Orc battle wagon is on the field. So now we've got some of the biggest units here by both races. The Orc battle wagon, and you know, I don't know if you ever saw the episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson gets to, you know, develop his own car. But that's kind of what this thing reminds me of. It's just got kind of a random buzzsaw on it. It's got a steamroller wheel on the front of it. It's got turrets everywhere, even a turret with a turret on it. But check out this autarch, by the way. The autarch is just laying waste to this little war truck here. She, with her beam weapon, has just been jumping around over and over again. You can see she's this really tough kind of, you know, swooping hawk style Eldar, and once you upgrade her, she can be very useful. Works like a little mini hero, kind of like I was saying before. So let's take a look around and see what's going to happen here. So far, I don't really think that Choko has tipped his hand that he has this avatar in the battlefield. Definitely he's aware of this goofy looking Orc battle wagon, and oh my god, I just gotta look at this thing again and again. I mean, just look at how this like side turret here has just kind of, they just kind of ripped a hole in the side of the truck and pointed a gun out of it. This is just the embodiment of how Orcs think here. I just love the way that stuff looks. So anyhow, Orc battle wagon with its random melee buzzsaw now kind of cruising around, crushing what bits of the terrain haven't been crushed just yet. And here we have it. The avatar is now out on the battlefield. Avatar going to be chopping away at this Orc battle wagon here, and the Orc battle wagon is actually ill-prepared to deal with a huge avatar. Huge avatar, definitely having basically a humongous power sword, extremely effective against this kind of vehicle. The battle wagon really wants to be fighting some of these squishier little tiny Eldar units, and there we have it, just like he wanted. You can see a little bit of beam weapon firing here, but the battle wagon is spinning his front crushers, and now he's going to go rolling over Choko Bambus' army, and oh my god! He just went ahead and just crushed, completely decimated that Guardian squad. You can see that glowing, burning, spinning roller at the front of the vehicle there. Oh my god, I love this thing. Meanwhile, the avatar, though, still pretty unscathed. It's winding up for a huge hit. His special attack there, kaboom! And look at that, launching back all of the Orc units across the top of the field there, doing a ton of damage and just kind of stomping around like a boss. So really kind of each of their ultimate abilities is kind of countering the other guy's army for the time being here. But this avatar, if he does sit down and just kind of thwack away at this Orc battle wagon, that'll definitely go a pretty long way. Chopping away at that thing right now, hitting into the rear armor. Again, just like in Company of Heroes, vehicles take increased damage when you hit them where their armor is weakest. And bam, just kind of slugging away once again. Really, this Orc battle wagon is not going to have too much luck here against this avatar right now. You can see even the autarch right now just kind of spraying this thing with its beam weapon. The fusion gun is basically, you know, the Eldar version of kind of a melt-a-gun, which basically just kind of, you know, melts metal at high temperatures, kind of like a huge microwave gun, that sort of thing. So she's just kind of wrecking away at this thing right now, hitting it in its rear armor over and over again. She's highly mobile. This chick just jumps around all over the place. And boom, the weird boy right there with the long shot from downtown. And here we have the avatar once again lining up his main shot there, just kind of firing right through the war boss and even wrecking a whole bunch of these power generators all in the same shot. Very wounded Orc battle wagon in the rear here. And here comes the avatar once again doing an AoE explosion around him, knocking back all of the units, kind of allowing him to retreat in peace. And you can see the autarch and him and the Warp Spider Exarch now doing their thing. Warp Spider Exarch has been upgraded to have Entangling Web, which gives him the Entangle ability, and as you'll see, he's done that right now. Went ahead and entangled all of these knobs right now. The knob squads, again, are the Orc Nobles. You can see these guys are equipped with humongous chainsaw axes, and let's take a close look at all the action right here. You can see them slugging away right now, and where'd that Warp Spider Exarch go? He just blunk away, having no trouble escaping from all of that there. So right now, the knobs are just chopping away, and I gotta say, I laugh every time I even think of the concept concept of a battle axe made out of a chainsaw. I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever used a chainsaw, but I'm pretty sure if you ever held one over your head and slammed it into a tree as hard as you could, it would void the warranty pretty quickly there. So I'm not exactly sure how orc technology works, but then again, I don't really think the orcs are either, so it's perfectly okay. Anyhow, so let's take a look around the map now and see what's going on. So during all of that stuff, you'll notice that Choko has been very aggressive about making sure he keeps control of these victory points, and only now is he finally losing one of them. Yeah, it looks like during all of this time, basically, Texaneous is really just kind of riding the razor's edge right now. So the score is tied right now in terms of victory points, 18 to 331. We'll have to see if it looks like Choko Bambus is going to be able to hold on here. And just trying to get that set up in time. And yes, there it goes. Texaneous finally grabbing a victory point now. So he has 2 victory points to 0. Again, the color is very confusing, but Texaneous is just barely holding on at 18 points. So it looks like during all of that fighting there, Choko Bambus was able to stabilize while he was capturing things. And he does have a Falcon Grav Tank on right now. Falcon Grav Tank, another tier 2 unit, and basically just kind of a big kind of hover tank with a whole lot of different guns right now. It's got like little shuriken cannons you can see kind of under the hood there. A bunch of different last cannons on the roof. Just kind of firing away, and oh no! The Orc Weird Boy is out of control! He's been taken out, and this is his death animation basically. He just kind of flies around randomly and explodes in a burst of psychic energy. I love the fact that Weird Boys are basically treated like vehicles. But meanwhile, just looking around the map, you can see this Odd Arc right now has no trouble whatsoever capping this victory point. And this Orc Battle Wagon is just being hunted down by the Falcon. The Falcon, of course, has a wide variety of laser-based weapons, which tend to do a lot of damage to vehicles, much like melta cannons and the like. They are very accurate over long ranges, and you know, just kind of shooting away at the rear armor there of that battle wagon. This battle wagon is in a lot of trouble, definitely getting hunted down here over on the right. The Falcon Grav Tank just kind of pouring fire into it, and boom, we have a nice little special attack in the front, but it doesn't matter. The Falcon getting out of the way right now, being challenged quite a bit by the War Boss, and the War Boss having his Power Claw is extremely dangerous, at least for vehicles. Meanwhile, we do have the Avatar just kind of charging around in the center, and it looks like, oh no, could it be the Autarch is sneaking down here in the lower right, trying to take control of this last victory point? That could definitely swing things. If Choko Bambus can hold on to 2 victory points to 1 for just a little while, he'll be able to bleed out Texaneous, who is hovering at 18 points, now 16 points. Tex really needs to hold on to at least 1, if not 2 victory points, but I think the overall mobility of the Eldar player is definitely going to take control. You can see this Avatar is just hunting down the Orc Battle Wagon right now, just stalking his prey. He got another good shot at that thing, and this thing is really broken right now. Points are ticking down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and will he get it? It looks like the Falcon Grav Tank was just about to kill the Orc Battle Wagon, but no, the game goes to Choko Bambus. So Choko Bambus, with the fast Avatar Weird Eldar build order, was able to win the day there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Once again, I'm Harlequin. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, stay tuned for more Dawn of War 2 replays.